Welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 battle report here at Slider Games. Today we are conducting an experiment. So we have a 1750 point battle report here, Tempest of War, and what we have is T'au versus Imperial Guard. But we're using the old Guard codex, technically still the current one since the new one hasn't technically been released yet, still on pre-order right now. But what we're going to do is play this game at 1750 points, and then take the exact same guard list and run it again in the new codex. So the points, so we're going to have another battle report with these same matchups. The point total might be slightly different because of adjustments in the codex, but that's the idea. Is we're going to see the difference between the Imperial Guard currently, how they are and about to change, and then with the new stuff. And in this we have a 1750 point, like I said, Tempest of War with priority targets. With this one, you get 5 points for holding one or more objectives and 5 points for holding more than your opponent. So we've got an objective kind of down the middle here, one by this crate, one there under the walkway, and then one here in these rocks in a deployment zone, and then another one over here by the landing pad. And those are our objectives. The other way you score is at the end of the game, you get 5 points for each objective you control, up to 20 points. So holding them early and then going at the end, grabbing them right at the end. But yeah, that's the plan. So what I want you all to do out there watching is when we run this back with the same list, do you want us to run it on the exact same battlefield? The plan is we're going to run the same mission, so we'll do priority targets again. But if you would like, how scientific do you want this to be? Do you want it to be the exact same deployment? Not like where models are placed necessarily, but same deployment zone, same battlefield. I want you to comment on the video. Let me know, do you want us to do a new battlefield in the rematch, same battlefield? But all that being said, we need your support and assistance with this one. But in charge of the Cadians, Cadian Surgeon Steel.
I'm back.
The expert on Imperial Guard. So what are your thoughts on this experiment? How do you think this is going to play out?
Okay, I need to get on my YouTube later. I have so many feels that I got to get out.
Yes.
But I really love the experiment, and to showcase the difference, I've intentionally brought units that will be different in the new codex. So not just I brought things that we know are going to have some pretty moderate adjustments, and so then when we bring it back again, I think we can really see a play difference in those. Oh, maybe a point difference too.
Right.
So I'm very excited about this. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and tell you all, I think you should vote that we should replicate the whole thing. Yeah. Because I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Like, what if two parallel dimensions?
Yes, exactly.
And we had the same fight.
Yeah. Like a warp storm rolls over the planet, and then time just like rewinds, and everything's just altered very slightly. Yeah. I think it would be interesting to run it on the same battlefield as well, just for the sake of the experiment, to see, because that'll give us the best look at, science, it's all about doing the same thing, trying to recreate, stuff, seeing whatever, variables and all that jazz. I'm not a scientist, but, so yeah, I think it would be interesting, but we'll leave it up to you if you want us to run the same battlefield or run a different one. But yeah, are you excited for the new book?
I am mixed, but I'm mostly excited. Yes.
Yeah.
We were talking about this off camera, setting up. I do take very obscure lists with odd people view as odd units. You all have seen it here many times on Slider Games channel, and a lot of my obscure units will no longer be around.
Yeah.
But I did get several of my wish list changes, and that makes me very excited.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, pros and cons. We're not a meta channel here, so the lists tend to be, focused on, like, you do it a lot, I do it a lot too, is like thematically build my list. Like, I'm bringing these units because I think this is, it makes sense for this grouping of units to be here on this specific battlefield doing XYZ things. And I know you build a lot of your lists that way too, rather than what's the best unit and how can I maximize that.
Yeah.
And if you like that kind of stuff, rock and roll, that's cool. But yeah, we do it a little bit differently here, and yeah, however you like to have fun.
Yes.
In the world of Warhammer, that's what it's all about. We are here to enjoy ourselves. But all that being said, let's take a look at these lists that were built for science. This is 1,750 points exactly of my custom T'au Sept Sunars. We do follow the T'au Sept tenets, so we get plus 3 inches to all our auras, and we can reroll a hit or wound roll every time we attack. So with this list, I wanted it to be flexible for points, so every unit that can take drones, except the Riptide, I guess. I didn't bring any drones for the Riptide. Does have drones with them, so I can add or subtract, depending on how the points change for the Astra Militarum here. But yeah, so in charge today we have Commander Skyfire. She has 3 fusion blasters and a pulse rifle with 2 shield drones. Her warlord trait is Precision of the Hunter, so she rerolls all failed hits all hits and wounds, not just failed technically. So we get around any of those kind of rule loophole things with that. Then we do have a Cadre Fireblade. He's got 2 marker drones and Ortu's Lantern, so he has some extra marker light capabilities as well. And they'll be up front leading the charge. And then with them, we have 2 squads of 3 stealth suits each with 2 gun drones, fusion blasters on the Shah's Rays, burst cannons on the other guys. And then in troops, we have our 3 squads of fire warriors with 2 gun drones each. Behind them, we have a single squad of broadsides, one with a high yield missile pod, the other with the heavy rail rifle. They have 2 shield drones. They also have smart missiles and stabilizing optics, so they don't have a penalty for moving and shooting. And then we have our Pathfinders. I love the Pathfinders this edition. Their marker light support is invaluable, plus they get to shoot now. So that's always good for them. But they've got their marker lights. They're accompanied by 2 shield drones, a recon drone, and a pulse accelerator drone to give them some AP on their guns. Then we do have the Riptide. He's got smart missiles, early warning override, multi-tracker, and target lock. Those are all his little upgrades, and he's got the big heavy burst cannon there. So he will be dishing out tons of firepower. And then 2 hammerheads. We've got our tank ace, which is long strike with a railgun and smart missiles, and then a second hammerhead with an ion cannon and smart missiles. So this list, I will bring this list back in the rematch as close to this as I can based on the possible point changes we get with the new Imperial Guard Codex. So we'll see how they do against an 8th edition Imperial Guard force, and then again how they do against a 9th edition Codex Imperial Guard force. But let's take a look at the Cadians. And here we have the Cadian 707th. This is also exactly 1,750 points. And again, this list will be essentially exactly the same, just with points changes and some unit construction things may be slightly different, but we will try to match this list as exact as we can with the new codex. But what do we have up here?
All right, let's start out with the big man himself, right? We have Usarker Creed and Color Sergeant Kell in my very last battle with them in their codex form. So I did bring both of them, and Creed will be my warlord today, and Kell will be supporting him as he normally does.
Nice.
Then to add to it, I brought my Forge World company commander model, and so he's got the power fist, and he's also got a plasma pistol, and he will be leading the frontline troops while Creed issues orders from the back line.
Nice.
Behind them to support them, I have a Master of Ordnance, I have an Officer of the Fleet, and I have an Astropath. So in the new codex, these will be attachments to the command squads. Same with the company commander. He will not be solo. He will be an attachment to a command squad. So I think when we get the new codex, I'll be able to showcase how this changes.
Yeah.
So I've brought all of the attaches, and we have 2 command squads to be able to make this work in the new codex. So I got one with a regimental banner, Voxcaster, medic, and a sniper rifle. The other one has a Voxcaster. I'm going to use this guy as a medic proxy. I didn't realize I didn't have an extra one painted. Sniper, and then a last gunner. Then to add to my elites further, I have the Ogren. This is the first time you all are seeing these in Battle Report from me. I have not run these since 7th edition, I don't think. So actually, a lot of these models I haven't run since 7th. So these guys are back on the table because these are getting a change in the new codex. So Ripper guns, for those who don't know, currently are Assault 3, Strength 5, no AP, 1 damage, 12-inch range. So not a lot of range, but they get a little extra punch in the new codex. Then we have 6 infantry squads.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we're going to change this up with the new list. Give me time to get the new codex and crunch it. But we have 4 meltas and 2 plasma guns. Everyone's got a voxcaster, and all the sergeants have bolt guns. So that might change because we get a lot more troop choice options in the new codex. So we'll see what happens there. Then we have 3 scout sentinels, all independent. They're not squadroned, all heavy flamers. We have a tank commander, and he's got the gatekeeper battle cannon. We have a heavy bolter heavy weapon squad, a mortar heavy weapon squad, and a tech priest to support the armor.
Nice.
We have 2 chimeras, full heavy bolter loadouts, also getting cool rule changes in the new codex because of the new turret rule. And then we have 3 basilisks, which will also be changing in the new codex.
Yeah.
So lots of options. I did forget to mention the one number 5 here does have full payload.
Yep.
And then I've also paid a CP to give this company commander Dexter's Autovox Servo Skull so that he can have a longer order range.
Yeah. So basically the whole table.
Basically the whole table. Just in case things get away from Creed's order range, he'll be able to jump in there and help out.
Yeah, and the plan with Creed is we'll run... We probably won't have a model for Ursula Creed yet when we do it, but we will have... He will be Ursula.
Yeah.
When we run it back. So we'll see how she performs in place of her... Is it supposed to be her grandfather? Or
It's her dad.
It's her dad, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they announced how they were technically related yet. All right, but that's awesome. 1750 points. So again, this list, we'll try to match it as best we can with the new codex, and then whatever total points that comes out to, I will adjust my T'au list to match. So let's look at deployment.
We have deployed for our Tempest of War battle here. So we have my T'au over here on the side. I am the attacker, so we're pushing in to this Imperial establishment over here. I spread out along my little deployment zone. We have a lot of the objectives right here. So 2 pretty much wide open, and then mine back here in this cover. So I grouped up a squad of Fire Warriors and the Pathfinders on this one so they can move this way to here with some Marker Light support on this flank. And then I put my Cadre Fireblade with another squad of Fire Warriors over here so for Marker Light support on this flank. And we do have that objective right there in the center. So that's kind of the plan now, is to push a small group supported by a stealth team and the broadsides this way for that one. And then basically I have everything else that can move through the open area and then hopefully come up and then push in to the Imperial lines. And, for the greater good, slaughter some human scum or something. I don't know. You know how it is. Yeah, that's that's the plan. But I am a little bit exposed because there's all these things that don't need line of sight to shoot at me. So yeah, what do we got over here for the Cadians?
All right, so what we have, I've deployed my vehicles mostly forward, so Scout Sentinels, Chimeras on the front line. And then behind or adjacent to them, but usually out of line of sight, are going to be infantry squads. So I'm going to try to hopefully get an early game rush here. And then we've stuck the heavy bolter squad up high.
Oh, they look cool up there.
Yep. So trying to create a kill zone kind of generally here. So as you push your infantry up, I need to be able to deal with them.
Yeah.
I've got a command squad next to them to make sure I can relay orders to them. I got Creed and Kel and a command squad back here. Mortar pit there, and my tank commander is well hidden too. I've placed the basilisks in the very far back of my deployment zone, and they do seem to be generally kind of bubbled out. Master of Ordnance is next to them, just for narrative purposes.
Yeah.
I'm Cadian, so I don't really need the rerolls to 1. But he's there anyways.
Yeah.
And because this stuff's going to be changing in the new codex, and I won't have my Cadian rerolls in the new codex either.
Exactly.
So we'll have to be getting used to that. That's my deployment. I got nothing in reserves. The inside this Chimera, though, to note, is the Ogrins with the Astropath.
Yes.
So I'm hoping you do not railgun me turn 1.
Yeah. And then this one has a squad and
a company commander.
commanders. In
It's got a Melta team, or a squad with a Melta gun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get ready for the new shock troops unit option, and then a company commander in there.
Yeah. The So I love my stealth suits, deploying forward, in cover, all that good stuff. But these stinking flamer scout sentinels are a problem. So I couldn't. That really forced my hand with my stealth teams. So these guys are in my deployment zone, just in cover. These guys are very slightly forward, kind of hidden from the scout sentinel. So we'll see how that plays out because their -1 to hit doesn't matter when you're auto hitting with a flamer. But yeah, that's the plan. I do have Commander Skyfire is in Mantlehold, so she will be coming down later to lend some firepower. And that's, yeah, the basilisks are pretty well bubbled out in the back, and the mortar team is going to be very difficult to shift as well as they're relatively hidden. So my back lines, this objective is vulnerable at this moment, unfortunately. But we will be doing Montcalm as our tactical philosophy because or philosophy of battle or whatever it's called, but the Skyfire always does Montcalm, so whether I go first or not, it's going to be Montcalm. So, that being said, let's find out who goes first. Do you have a die, sir?
I do.
All right. After you. A 2.
I have rolled
That's the
3
third-
twos.
Third 2. Yeah, it's very consistent. We
I need you to
mentioned
roll
that earlier.
1. No.
Okay, so I could go second, but I can't. This is match play. Yeah, I go first. So we'll draw some orders for the T'au and do some shooting. Skyfire has issued her orders. Overwhelming firepower. Kill 3 things with shooting. That's a good draw. No retreat, no surrender. Also a good draw for me here early in the game. As long as I don't fail a morale check in my next in the Cadian turn, then I should score 5 points there. And then bring it down. Kill the tank commander. T'au have made their move. Basically everything pushed up. We did advance basically everything. These guys did not move off of our home objective so that we can get our objective there, but we can't move off. No retreat, no surrender, can't leave an objective we started on. But I did roll a big 6 on their advance, so we do have a drone and 1 guy in range of this objective, so we were able to get up there. Did a pregame move with the Pathfinders. They shot their marker lights into the Chimera. It was the only thing they could see with 5 hits. And then I spent a command point on recon sweep, so they jumped down into the cover after firing. Our 2 hammerheads, tank ace, shifted over so we can get some shots down this line. Then up top, we've got both stealth teams running across the scaffolding and the catwalks up high, looking to get some shots down in, maybe into a sentinel or something down here and there as well. And then advancing over here, I only rolled a 1 on the Cadre Fireblade after rolling a 6 for these guys, so they outran him a little bit. He is just in range of the unit though, so he can't be sniped yet. And then the broadside shifted over, looking to fire down into the Cadian lines. And that is where we are right now. Let's go to the shooting phase. First thing to shoot, tank ace firing the railgun into the Chimera. It seems, a bit overkill, but he literally can't see any other armor on the field. So he's going to fire in to the Chimera. It does have a marker light, so he'll hit on a 2, which he hits, and then he'll wound on a 2, strength 14. So that wounds. So it's D3 plus 6, so 7 plus 3 mortal wounds is 10 wounds.
I'm at 1 root.
Oh, he's still alive.
Wait, I'll double check the codex real quick.
I can re-roll a damage roll.
Yeah.
All right, with the CP.
So let's check to see if I am correct. I'm pretty sure it's an 11 wound. No. Oh no, it's only 10 wounds.
Okay, so he goes. Does he explode?
No! Wait.
Okay, no. A 6 explodes.
A 6
okay,
explodes.
so the
Okay.
Chimera's dead. I did also fire the smart missiles into this infantry squad. Took 1 out. So we have blown up the Chimera. Its contents will spill out onto the battlefield. After the smoke settles from the blown up Chimera, 1 of the Ogren did die escaping. But next, the other Hammerhead is firing at this Scout Sentinel back here with his ion cannon. I am overcharging. So it'll go to flat 3 damage. So it's 3d3 shots for 5 shots. Okay. But it'll hit on 4. So he gets the effect of 1 marker light for being within 9 inches of my tank ace, but firing through this plant brings him back to 4s. Okay, that was good. I will use my targeting array to reroll the 1. Okay, so 4 hits, but he doesn't take a mortal wound for that one. And then it's strength 8, toughness 6, so 3s. And I'll use my T'au Sept reroll on that one. So 3 wounds at AP minus 2.
6 up save. Oh, Armor of Contempt.
Armor of Contempt. So 5 up.
5 up saves.
You fail them all.
I fail them all.
So he does go.
Does he explode?
Does not explode. Okay.
Woo.
So that's 2 units destroyed though for overwhelming firepower. And then I'll fire his smart missiles off camera into this other sentinel. Next to shoot this stealth team up here on the catwalk. They're going to fire everything into this scout sentinel. I fired the smart missiles from the hammerhead, did no damage. But we'll start with our fusion blaster hitting on a 4. It does hit. Strength 8, so wounds on a 3. Doesn't wound. I'm going to spin my T'au Sept reroll. Still doesn't wound. Okay, so the fusion goes wide. We've got 12 burst cannons. Let's see. 7 hits, 4s to wound. So we got 2 wounds.
So?
And with Armor of Contempt and all that junk,
No AP, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so it takes 1 damage. And then I do have 8 drone shots. They'll hit on 5s. 2 hits. These will also wound on 4s. 1 wound again. 1 more save. Got it. Okay. So the Scout Sentinel is doing well, which puts those stealth suits in danger. Next in line is the Riptide. Fired his smart missiles already up and over into the infantry squad. No damage. But next thing, the big gun, it is overcharged. Firing into the Scout Sentinel, really need to remove him. These 16 shots will hit on 5s because of dense terrain. 5 wounds, 5 hits, 3 is to wound, dropping dice. And I'll spin my T'au Sept reroll. So 4 wounds, AP minus 2, with Armor of Contempt, AP minus 1.
Here we go, 5 ups.
Oh, wow! So you only take 4 damage.
Yep.
Which means it's alive on 1
wound.
wound. And I'm not sure if I have any other guns that can hit it. Moving along to the broadsides over here. Their smart missiles are out of range of that Scout Sentinel on 1 wound, so it's going to survive. So they're going to do some splitting of fire. All the smart missiles going up into the heavy weapons team up here. And the high yield missile pod going into this Scout Sentinel. And then finally the rail rifle is going into the rightmost basilisk. You can see it through the terrain. So we'll get the benefits of dense cover. So we're hitting on a 5. We got 2 hits.
What?
All right, and it's strength a lot. So 3s.
6.
Yeah, 3s to wound. I don't think it's not strength 12, I don't think. They both wound.
Oh no.
So that's a mortal wound, 2 mortal wounds, and then they're D3 plus 3. So that'll be 5 plus the 2. Oh no, D3 plus 3, shoot. 5 plus 6 is 11. 12. That's 13. That's 13. That's 13. So I think your basilisk is toasty there.
And they are AP 5, right?
Yeah, they're AP minus 5. So it's AP minus 4, but you're not. You're a 3 up save.
I'm a 3 up save.
Yeah. So does it explode? Does
No.
not explode. Okay.
Oof, that is
Good
3
shooting.
units destroyed now.
So yeah, overwhelming firepower has been achieved. A quick double check. It is only AP minus 4, so they do get a 6 up save with Armor of Contempt. So 2 6s. You save 1.
Ooh.
So on a 1, 2, 3, it's the 2 damage. On a 4, 5, 6, it's the 3 damage. Okay, so you save the one that was 3. So you take 5, 6, 7 wounds.
7.
So he's back on the table.
At 4 wounds remaining.
Okay, that was big. That was big. All right, so with the basilisk surviving, that was big. So we don't have overwhelming firepower yet, but we're going to get it whenever my high yield missile pod blows up this Scout Sentinel. Okay, so we're hitting on force. Yeah, no marker rights. Let's reroll one of these with T'au Sept. I haven't spent my reroll yet. Okay, we got it. So that is 3 hits. Strength 7, so wounding on a 3. So 2 wounds.
AP -2. Becomes AP -1.
Two minus one's 5 ups.
Fail on
Neither.
both. So he's still alive. They're only 2 damage each.
He's down
So
to 2
he is
wounds.
not dead yet. Either splitting fire always works. We have come to the conclusion of the shooting phase. So their smart missiles went up. And there's no more heavy weapon squad. Exact damage. I got 6 wounds through unsaved. Took out those guys. We also fired, the Cadre Fireblade fired his gun into the Chimera. It was the only thing he could see. Did no damage. I spent a command point on focused fire for these guys. Not focused fire, I'm sorry. On Relentless Fusillade. There we go. So they got an extra AP and their full rapid fire at full distance and took out the infantry squad behind the Chimera. And actually, before I fired the broadsides, I had fired his fusion blaster into this here Scout Sentinel, and it did not do any damage. The other guns were out of range. So that is the conclusion of the T'au turn. We did end up killing 4 units. We killed the heavy weapon team over here, a Scout Sentinel, and the Chimera. So we get 5 points for overwhelming firepower. And as long as we don't fail a morale check here, in the second half of Battle Round 1, we will get No Retreat, No Surrender for another 5 points. But the tank commander for Bring It Down has not been made visible yet, and leaving both of these Scout Sentinels alive is going to be bad news for this stealth team. And these Fire Warriors are in a lot of trouble from that Scout Sentinel. But let's go on to the orders for the Cadians. Creed has issued his orders. No retreat, no surrender. If the Xenos can stand firm, so can the Cadians. Raise a banner, do an action on an objective in No Man's Land. This one maybe is achievable. And then drew behind enemy lines, which not achievable anytime soon. So pay the CP, switch it out for secure No Man's Land. So it's all about getting to the middle of the battlefield. The Imperial Guard have moved, and we've also issued orders. We even actually did the psychic phase. So they are pretty much ready to rock and roll. What's going on over here?
All right, so we'll start at the front lines. Our Ogren and this infantry squad have moved up against this hill. Take some cover from the T'au till we can reduce your ability to shoot a little bit more. So they were given forward for the Emperor so they can shoot despite advancing for the infantry squad. But the Ogrens will... nothing's in range. They have 12-inch range, so they can't shoot anything, but they'll just stay hidden, I think. And then the Scout Sentinels moved up. It's going to flamer the... Stealth team.
Mm-hmm.
Tank commanders moved out just around the corner to peek at your tank commander.
Yeah, he got right around the edge. Yeah. So there's, exchanging of firepower.
Yep, and he deployed smoke with his order, and he's going to shoot, and he got night shrouded by the astropath. Command squad moved into the center to protect Creed and Kel. Mortar team stayed still. This squad advanced back, so here's what I noticed afterward, is there was a very small but potential opportunity for
Skyfire
your warlord, Skyfire, to come down, and if you could get here, you could wreak complete havoc on my back.
It would have been danger zone.
Yep, so I'd rather just guarantee that for one more turn. Officer of the Fleet.
Oh yeah, he shifted back also as a deep strike.
Also kind of blocked this bubble.
Range out.
He's not going to matter. He's got a one-time ability. The Tech Priest is back here. He's also trying to get back to help this Basilisk before it dies. But he's not there yet. And the Chimera now has a different infantry squad. The infantry squad that was here embarked into here after this squad disembarked.
Yeah. Because this one couldn't move off of the objective for no retreat, no surrender. So it had to stay still. Could not leave that objective. And
then tucked in here is the other company commander and a command squad. So I got all my commands right here.
There's a command conference down here in this little pocket.
So this is the help me bounce orders clear across the table for right now. This unit over here, which is the last one I got to talk about, did advance and got a nice 6 on that advance roll. So they've moved 12 inches up in here. And I'm hoping to give myself some flexibility whether to go for this objective later or come into your backfield to harass you.
Yep.
So
looks good. And Cadians will score 10 points for secondaries because they've secured No Man's Land with these 2 objectives, and they're doing the action there, raise banners. So nothing the T'au can do to stop that. So they'll get at least 10, and if they can make the T'au fail a morale check here this turn, that will prevent the T'au from getting no retreat, no surrender. But let's go on to some shooting. Scout Sentinel flaming the stealth team up top.
D6.
Ooh, 5. That's why we wanted to blow him up.
All right, strength 5 versus toughness
4.
4, so 3s.
So 4. I do get +2 to my save for being in cover. There's AP -1 on this.
AP -1.
Okay, so this will be a 3-up save. I guess I gotta do these 2 at a time for the drones.
You're good.
Drones are alive, and then 2 more. 1 drone is dead from the fire. Next on the list, the big show. Tank commander is firing into my tank ace. Load fire reload is no, that's not a move.
No, I decided to go with constant or hail of fire.
Hail of fire, that's it.
So I get maximum
Max shots.
Yep, maximum number of shots
12.
against a vehicle unit.
So 12 shots.
Here we go. 12.
On 3s, no rerolls.
Yep, because I moved and I didn't order myself to reroll 1. So, oh no!
You got 3 auto wounds though.
So that's good, and then everything else hit.
Yep.
Okay,
Nice.
okay.
That's good. That's good.
And then strength 8.
T7, so 3s.
3s.
Okay, that was less good.
That was
But
less.
that's 6.
-2.
So these are 6 5-up saves, 3 damage each, 14 wounds to get through. And I saved 2. That's 12 wounds. So he is alive. He is alive. Do I actually want to try to save 1? 12 wounds. I have 4 CP left. Yeah, let me try one. Because if I save this, I won't be on my bottom bracket. I didn't save it. Okay, so down to CP, but he's got 2 wounds left. Heavy bolters from the tank commander going into the stealth suits, hitting on 4s because of their stealth field technology. There's 1 auto wound. That saved them from several hits, though. These will be... Yeah, that'll wound. So 2...
-1.
-1, so there'll be 3-up saves. I'm sorry. Well, they fail on both either way. How much damage? I should have done...
2.
Yeah, okay. So that would have been on a drone, and then one of these will die. I should have rolled those separately, technically, but they both failed. So we'll just kill those. Okay. Cool. With 2 wounds left, the injured Basilisk is firing into our tank ace.
Here we go. Hitting on 5s, rerolling 1s. Or wait, what? 2d6. Sorry,
Yeah,
number of shots
yeah.
take the highest, so 4 shots. Hitting on 5s, rerolling 1s.
2 hits. Rerolling a 1. Still
Okay.
2 hits.
And wounding on 3s.
2 wounds.
Okay, -3.
-3. So these are 6-ups for the greater good.
Oh! You got a 33% chance of surviving this. Here we go. No! Okay.
You can reroll
I'm gonna-
damage. You could CP it.
Oh, I'm going to command reroll it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
No, it's still a 1 damage.
He's still alive. Still alive on 1 wound. On down the line we go. We will note this, the wounded Basilisk actually fired in through the terrain and took out the 2 drones with the broadsides. After that, we had some small arms from the heavy bolters, and the las gun array from the Chimera went in. Heavy bolters here, las gun here, no damage done. And then, yeah, so next up is the next Basilisk, who's firing big gun here.
Yep.
And its heavy bolters also can see the broadside. So that will be our next thingy here.
We're going to do heavy bolters first because
Okay.
it's less exciting. So
Yeah.
hitting on 5s, rerolling 1s.
There's a 1 and an auto wound. And then hit.
And then to wound. Oh, nope.
Nope.
Needed a 5. So 1 wound. -1, 2 damage.
So this will be a 3-up save on the broadside. Got it.
Got it. And then 2d6 takes the highest
Oh, yeah.
on number of shots here.
So 2.
Oh, why is
So you're
this so difficult?
You're saying there's a chance.
Yep. All right. Hit on 4s, rerolling 1s.
Oh, an auto wound. And not a second wound, though.
No.
This
Okay.
is AP. So this is a
-3.
6-up. For the greater good. Okay. So he goes, does he explode is the question, because I think it'll maybe even the Riptide. That's very cocked. I'll roll another one. Okay, no explosion, but you have eliminated the tank ace and the railgun threat.
next, the important stuff. Officer of the Fleet is calling, what's he calling?
An air raid requested.
On these guys up here on the top, the stealth team.
So what I do is I roll a d6. On a 1 to 3, nothing happens. Gotta love these abilities.
Yeah.
On a 4 to 5, you could take d3 mortal wounds. On a 6, you suffer 3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
So here we go.
So 3. Okay, so nothing happens.
It was really exciting.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
We wanted to get that on camera, though. I mean, obviously, that was like, risk reward kind of, nonsensical stuff. Even if it would have been a 6, one of them would have been alive on 1 wound. But that's the kind of thing that will be changing going forward with the new codex. So we'll see if you can do something cooler in the new codex than that. But after him, we have your
Master Ordnance.
Yeah, he's hanging out with the basilisks.
Yep. So he's going to do orbital bombardment on
The hammerhead.
the Hammerhead. And I'm also going to spend 1 command point for the focus bombardment stratagem out of the Greater Good, which I believe I will lose when I get my new codex. So it gives him flat 6 shots rather than d6 shots.
Okay, sweet.
So with all the minuses and bonuses, he'll be hitting on 4s now.
Yeah.
Because it does explicitly state if he can't see, he's minus 1 to hit. And so where we're at. All right, hitting on 4s.
Okay, so are these considered shots? So those 6 auto wound?
Yep, this is like a one-time use weapon.
Gun. Okay, sweet. So 2 have already wounded.
I'm really certain of that, but
Let's just
double. Yeah, it's a weapon. It's a weapon.
Okay,
so
so those auto wounds. That's cool.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Which we're also losing that.
Yeah.
Technically speaking.
So strength.
Okay, strength 8.
Okay, so 3.
3s.
Okay, so 3 wounds.
3
AP.
wounds. AP minus 2, D3 damage.
Okay, so these are 5-up saves on the hammerhead. I've saved 1, so 2d3 will come through. 4, 2,
so 4.
4. Okay, it's down to 10 wounds.
Okay, not bad.
The mortars are now going to fire up and over into the Pathfinder squad here in cover. And using a stratagem.
Yep, so I'm going to use another Greater Good stratagem called Concentrated Fire. It's when I shoot with a heavy weapon squad. And so I get +1 to hit and +1 to wound.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
So that ought to help out. So 3d6 shots with the mortar squad.
For 6. Ooh, that's
Ooh, well,
lower than average.
You know, things happen.
Yep.
So hitting on 4s now.
Yes.
Wait, no, hitting on 3s.
Yes, with your +1. Because you're not affected by the -1 to hit out of line of sight.
So hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s and 2s because they got taken a mortar.
Okay. So there's a 1. So they all hit with 1 auto wound.
Yep, 1 auto wound. And then, so wounding on...
Normally would wound on a 3, right? Because you're strength 4.
Yep.
And toughness 3. So wounding on 2s with the thing. So they all wound.
Wow.
So 6 wounds.
No AP.
No AP. I'm going to take 6 wounds. They're 1 damage each.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to go on the recon drone first. He'll actually have a 3-up save, and he has 3 wounds. So he's good. And then 3 more on him again. All right. He takes 2 damage. He's got 1 wound left on the recon drone.
Oh, almost got him.
Final thing to shoot, the full payload basilisk, also firing into the hammerhead to try to finish him off. The heavy bolters did go into the broadsides and actually took 2 wounds off of them. So now we get 2d6, pick the highest for shots here.
Yep, here we go. Come on. Oh.
The double 2 again.
Again. All right. Here we go. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s.
Okay. The auto wounds have been huge, though.
Yeah, that's been massive. And then 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Okay. And these are -2, so these
-3.
-3 with. So these are 6-ups, on these. Okay, so failed him. So that's 6 damage. Down to 4 wounds. But that's all you're shooting.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so that... Yeah. I don't imagine you're doing any charging. So that will be the end. You will score 10 points. So securing No Man's Land with this objective and the one that Scout Sentinel's on. They're doing Raised Banner, so that's 10 points. There are no morale checks for the T'au to make, so we will get No Retreat, No Surrender. So it will be 10 to 10 going into Battle Round 2. So let's see what kind of orders Skyfire has for Sunars. Skyfire has issued some new orders. Bring it down. We're still looking to take out the tank commander after it blew up our tank ace.
Then we considered behind enemy lines, but spent a CP and got battlefield supremacy. This one we definitely have a chance for right now. We're currently holding 2, and there's one in the middle of the battlefield that's guarded by a scout sentinel with 1 wound. And then finally, attempting target. This one is the objective with the other scout sentinel and the squad that did the raised banners. So we saw them messing around with that objective, raising some banners over there, collecting data, something like that, and we need to go and take it back from them. We are actually part of the way into the shooting phase. I got a little ahead of myself. It's I don't know.
We're just having a good time.
Yeah, one of those days. Yeah, you're slinging dice, having fun. You forget what's happening. Okay, so movement. Advanced, got a 6 on the Riptide's advance. So he's over here. He has lines of fire into some of the juicy command segments and at these Ogren and stuff right here. So that's good. I shifted this squad so we got more guys on the objective. I shuffled the pathfinders around so we'd have better line of sight for markers, which went out. I got 3 on the tank commander. I got 1 on this sentinel that is no longer there, and the stealth team had flown down so I could secure this objective for battlefield supremacy. The thing that actually killed that sentinel was this squad. I shifted these guys around just a little bit. 3 of them. Could see the sentinel. 1 wound got through, failed to save. The sentinel did explode though and wounded one of the stealth suits. I shifted the hammerhead from over here just to get it out of this leafy stuff so it has better targeting priorities here. I did spend a command point on backup AI, so he is acting at his full profile this turn. And then finally over here on the right flank, just more advancing for the broadsides up the side of the battlefield. Everybody here shifted forward. We did fire their 2 marker lights. 1 went on the scout sentinel. And 1 went... Oh, I'm sorry. Their marker light didn't hit the scout sentinel. That actually came from the pathfinders. There are a few there. They shot over, got a marker light on him, which, again, this was another one I did off camera. This squad of fire warriors fired in and took out this infantry squad that was here. But the drones had to target the closest thing, which was this sentinel, so they used up its marker light, unfortunately. But they took it out. And the 2 marker drones with our Cadre Fireblade put 2 markers on the Chimera. And then finally, Commander Skyfire has landed on this cargo crate and it's ready to fire him. The full payload Basilisk is out of range of her fusion blasters, but these 2 here are ripe for the picking. So yeah, that's where we are. Killed a couple units already. So we are in a good spot. We should get battlefield supremacy because we have our home objective and at least 2. And we actually have this one now that I took out that squad already because I'm outnumbering the thing. So that would be a priority target as well. So we're in a good spot. So let's go on to some more shooting. Hopefully I won't get too far ahead of myself for the rest of the round. So next we're going for the big stuff. Going over here to our hammerhead. I did fire his smart missiles, took out 2 infantry guys there. But we're overcharging the ion cannon, firing it into the tank commander. So it is 3d3 shots. That's not great. That's only 4. I gotta let it go. 4 shots. Hitting on, so marker light takes me to ballistic skill 3. However, you have 2 -1s. So that brings it back to -4, and then again to -5. Or so, not -5, 5's to hit. And we miss all. Targeting array. T'au Sept reroll. Nothing. Okay, so he whiffs. That was big. The -2 to hit coming in clutch for the tank commander. Moving along here. We did this off camera. I was like, I'm just going to shoot the fusion from him into the commander, the burst cannon into these guys. Not thinking I would hit with the 5, but I rolled a 6 to hit and then a 6 to wound. So a 5-up save on the tank commander or d6 damage.
Come on, Emperor protects.
No. Do you want to re-roll it?
No.
Okay, so d6, not in melter range for only 1 damage. Bummer. I could re-roll that. Is it worth re-rolling that? I'm not going to re-roll that. So a quick review. So I didn't want to re-roll that damage because I was going to save. I had 2 CP left. I was going to save it for focused fire, so I could shoot the Riptide in, get +1 to wound. However, focused fire
does not only affects core units, so it wouldn't affect the Riptide. So I'm going to spend my CP and re-roll that damage roll. Oh, that helped. Okay, it went to a 5. So instead of losing 1, lost 5. Okay, so we're down to 7 wounds. Remember, this is my bring it down target, so killing it is more than just getting rid of its gun. It's also for some points. We have jumped ahead a bit here in the shooting phase. A few units have shot. The stealth team fired in everything at the Chimera. With the marker light sitting on 3s, I still couldn't hit with the fusion blaster. Burst cannons took 1 damage off of it. Then the gun drones fired into the Sentinel, did nothing. There was 1 fire warrior down there who could see and was in range, shot in, took 1 damage off of the Scout Sentinel. Then what else did we have shoot? The Riptide fired in. He fired his smart missiles into this little infantry squad right in front of him, took 2 more of them out, so 6 of them have died, so that's definitely going to push morale. And then he fired his main gun into the mortar squad, took them out. So I had options. I had a marker light here on the tank commander, mapping out the damage. So 16 attacks hitting on 5s after saves and wounding. Maybe I would have done 4 damage to him, which could have bracketed him, which is something. But the mortar squads pose a threat to these guys in the backfield holding objectives, so I wanted to just get rid of them for that. So that's what happened over there. Next, and almost last, we've moved over to the broadsides, splitting fire all over the place again, like normal. The heavy rail rifle fired his smart missiles over here, killed 1 guy, and now he's firing his rail rifle into the Chimera, which will hit on 3s because of the marker light. And I'll use my T'au Sept reroll. They both hit, and this will wound on a 3. So only 1 wound, but AP minus 4, which becomes minus 3.
6 up save.
6 up save. Which can make. He takes 1 mortal wound because the wound went through.
Okay.
And that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. We did a total of 2 damage to him. So next we have the high yield missile pod firing into the wounded basilisk. So these will hit on 5s because of the dense terrain. And I've already spent my my T'au Sept reroll. Okay, so these are strength 5, so or no, strength 7, T6, 3s. All right, so 2 wounds, AP minus 2, which becomes AP minus 1.
Okay, 4 up saves.
Oh, they are both 2 damage each, which is enough.
Crud. Well, do I explode?
Does he explode? No.
No.
Okay, so he does take out the wounded basilisk. That was fortunate. We needed that. And then lastly, we'll go ahead and film this because this is important. His smart missile is going into the Sentinel. Jeez, I can't think of words. He technically does not have line of sight. We're saying this is blocking line of sight. So these will hit on 5s. That's only 1 hit, but that's all it takes when you only have 1 wound. So 4, it does wound. AP minus 1, but I can't see, so
4 up, so 3 up
3 up.
save. Yeah, because of armor contempt. Make it!
He made it.
So you're going to kill me in melee, right?
So we're going to have to kill him in melee. Oh, geez. All right, so that brings us to Skyfire. Last but not least, Skyfire's unloading everything into this next basilisk. The what is it? Why can't I think of the payload?
Oh, full payload.
Full payload. All right,
full
payload. There we go. So here we are, Skyfire firing everything into this next basilisk. She's out of range of her fusions on the full payload one, so we're just going to try to kill this one. So firing everything in there. So 3 shots with the fusion blaster sitting on 2s, re-rolling everything with her warlord trait. Okay, so they all hit. Strength is 8, so 3s. I'll re-roll one of these with T'au Sept. Oh no, and the other one with her warlord trait. Oh my goodness.
No.
So only 1, but it's AP minus 4. Which becomes AP minus 3. So
6 up save still. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it was on the 6!
D6 damage. I actually can't kill it, even if I get a 6 here. So 3 damage, and then the pulse rifle hits on a 2. Oops, drop that. Doesn't count. Wounds on a 2.
Oh.
Rerolling. Okay, AP minus 4 again, so another 6 up, or a flat 3 damage. Okay, so 3 more.
Okay.
Down to 5. Really wanted to see that explode, but that is it for the T'au shooting phase. I think we're going to charge right here.
Yeah.
All right, we have a charge with 2 units. The stealth team went in first. No Overwatch was fired. They couldn't fail. And then the Fire Warriors followed them in. So we're starting with the stealth team. They have 7 attacks total from the T'au themselves, not the drones. So hitting on 5s. Okay, that's 3. Their strength 4. So I might as well reroll one of these with T'au Sept because it's a 5 either way. Okay, so we've got 3 hits, and I'll need a 5 to wound. 2 wounds. AP 3.
AP.
I'm just kidding.
4
No AP,
saves.
yeah.
Wow!
All right. So we got 2 drones. They hit on 5s. Nothing. Okay. So now let me grab some dice. We'll swing with some Fire Warriors. Next up, 11 attacks from the Fire Warriors, hitting on 5s. That's 3. I wound on 5s as well, so I might as well T'au Sept. Okay. All right, so wounding on 5s. I believe in the greater good. Okay, then I have 1 drone. Hits on a 5. It doesn't hit. So that was 3 drones and 18 attacks from the Fire Warriors and only forced 2 saves. So yeah, so that was it. Do you know the profile for this Sentinel? He's 1 attack.
1 attack, hitting on a 6, so be very afraid and want to fight your...
He's worse than the T'au in melee. That's unbelievable.
He's going to hit the stealth suits.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, awesome. No damage done. But you're a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
You can shoot your flamer into combat.
Yeah, when I didn't think I'd actually survive.
Yeah, that's...
Oh no, I do have weapon skill 4.
Okay.
I lied to
But you're -1 to hit into the stealth team.
Oh, what? No, I mean... Weapon skill. I hit you in melee. That was a 4.
Yeah, but they're -1 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, tricky stealth suits.
2 CP were spent on Insane Bravery over here to make sure these guys did not fail their morale. So the Cadians do score no retreat, no surrender to give them 5 more points. That puts them to 15 points before going into their second battle round. And the T'au do score battlefield supremacy by holding this objective, that objective, our home objective. We're actually on 4 right now on this objective over here. So that gives us 5 points, and we got 5 points for taking a tempting target. The Scout Sentinel is still there, but we outnumber them on the objective. So we get 10 more points. No bring it down yet, but the T'au are sitting at 25 to the 15 of the Cadians before they score their primaries and battle round 2. Creed's new orders have come in: extend battle lines, hold their home objective, and 1 objective in no man's land. Attempting target, this one is the one furthest away from the Cadian lines with the Pathfinders near it. And then finally, investigate site. Perform an action wholly within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield. That's going to be pretty tricky. We have completed the movement phase for the Cadians and the psychic phase technically, which failed to cast Night Shroud. So no -1 to hit there on the tank commander. But what's the plan?
Alright, so we have moved the Ogrins and what remains of this squad forward. We are now controlling this objective, and I'm hoping to eliminate your stealth team.
Yep.
I'm hoping to demonstrate the current ability of the Ogrin here.
Yeah.
We will see what happens. And then tank commander has stayed still. Master or officer of the fleet is worthless to me at this point.
Yeah.
So he is just running across the battlefield to see if you ignore him or not.
Exactly. He might, because you got to hold objectives at the end of the game. Maybe he'll be around to claim one.
Scout Sentinel's still tied up. I can't fall back.
Yep.
And so I've moved the Chimera up to basically also threaten that objective.
Yep.
I don't intend to take it this turn. That's, I think, impossible. But we're going to start putting some pressure on you. This squad here has moved up. They got 1st rank, 2nd rank. I'm hoping to just get auto wound 6s with last guns into your broadsides.
Yep.
And then you can only roll so many 2-ups.
Right,
so,
exactly.
Yep. Did heal the Basilisk.
Yeah,
so
got 3 wounds back. It's up to 8.
Up to top bracket.
Yeah.
So they're going to fire and do their stuff because the Tech Priest was able to continue advancing over here to do his ability. Master of Ordnance is now over here next to this command squad.
Holding the objective.
Holding the objective with the command squad, who is slightly closer to keep him safe.
Yep.
And then this squad here advanced
1 inch.
back to where they were.
Yeah, they've made it back to their starting position after retreating a little bit. But now that the commander is out on the battlefield, they don't need to hang out up there anymore, so they can move out to try to affect the battlefield.
Yep.
And
So I'm hoping to use this whole bubble to threaten your commander, and I'm pushing everybody else to the middle of the battlefield, but still holding back my tank commander for now.
Yep. Cool. All right, let's go on to some shooting. Big recap time here for the shooting phase. Started out, this squad fired everything into the Riptide. The plasma did hit, took 2 wounds off. Swinging around to the other flank, much happening over here. The Sentinel fired into combat into the stealth team, took out 1 drone. Over here was the big story, though. The Meltagun was able to take out the wounded broadside over here, the high-yield missile pod, so it is out of commission. As far as the commander goes, a bunch of small arms fire from the Chimera squads, a bunch of squads over here, and snipers fired in, took out 1 of her drones. And I think that's pretty much it as far as stuff being damaged.
And did we say that?
Yeah, the plasma took
Yeah.
2 wounds off there. So all that's left, we've got 2 basilisks, tank commander, and the Ogren. We're going to the tank commander now as he aims to eliminate multiple targets.
Yep. So here's what we're doing. We've done pound them to dust. I re-rolled the battle cannon shots.
Yep.
I'm putting 1 set of shots into the hammerhead, and the other one to the Riptide. All heavy bolters into the Riptide
as well. Okay, cool.
So here we go. First set of shots with the battle cannon.
Into the hammerhead.
Not re-rolling.
You don't want to re-roll the 6?
Nope. So I'm hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
Okay, 1 auto wound. Ooh, 2 auto wounds.
2 auto wounds, and then
not looking good.
3s to wound. Oh,
so 5.
Wow.
5 is a lot.
So minus 2 AP.
So these are 5 5s. It can happen.
You've done it before.
No, okay. Really bad. Okay, so the hammerhead's out. I don't know that it's in range to hurt them with an explosion, but we'll measure up and find out. Let's keep going. I'll put a little 6 right here to remind us.
We'll keep going. So next set of battle cannon shots here. 5.
You could re-roll that.
You
could do better.
I could always do better. But we're going to compare this in the next battle report when we do the follow-up. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
2 auto wounds already.
Sorry.
That's
Damn. So there we go. 3 wounds. Minus 2.
3 wounds.
So you're 4 up and
vulnerable.
Nice.
How much damage is it?
Flat 3.
Flat 3. You're going to be shooting in. I'm going to command point that. Well, my commander is still, and there are 2 basilisks. It's 3 damage. I'll take it.
Bracket.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll be down to 9.
Okay, and then the heavy bolters. So I said you won't bracket, but I mean we haven't re-rolled this yet. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. That
is all hits plus 2 wounds.
Ridiculous. Okay, wounds on 5s though. Okay,
so
there we go.
5 wounds. 4 up. AP minus 1.
Minus 1.
Okay, 3 ups actually. Yeah. Oh my! I failed 2, so that's 4 more. So I've lost 7. I'm down to 5. Ooh. Okay, down to 5 on the Riptide, but it is alive. Okay, I'm going to check the rules here, see if we need to damage these guys. After the explosion, it's a 6-inch D6 mortal wound explosion. I rolled a 5, so we lost 2 drones and 3 fire warriors back here. But moving on, the Ogrens are attacking the stealth team. So they would normally hit on 4s, but on 5s because of the stealth field technology.
We're going to shoot our Ripper gun. All right, here we go. 6 shots because they're assault 3, hitting on 5s. Wow, and
Couple auto wounds.
So it does count as auto wounds because they changed the balance data slate update to include any Astra Militarum unit. Yep.
Not just So
2 no AP.
Okay, so 2 3-up saves. These are 1 damage?
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I see your 2 6s and call. Okay, so with that, we're down to a couple basilisks left to fire. The injured basilisk over here, who just got healed by the tech priest, is splitting fire heavy bolter into Skyfire, Earthshaker cannon into
the Riptide.
All right, here we
So
go.
bolters first.
Heavy bolters. Hitting on 3s.
One.
Or hitting on 4s,
Fours.
rerolling 1s.
But 1 auto wound. So 4 up on the drone. Fails.
Ooh, flat 2 damage.
Dang. The problem is, so if this, I've got to reroll that.
Oh no.
Lame. Okay. So, yeah, that's bad because now the other Basilisk, which does flat 3 damage, there's no invulnerable save on Skyfire. So she is in danger. Danger.
Yep.
Okay.
Not good. So this one, it's our shaker shots. Here we go. Oh, come
Dude,
on.
This is the third double 2 you've rolled.
What is happening? Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay. So 4 up invulnerables.
Make 1 fail one.
D3.
D3, 2 wounds.
2. Okay, he's down to 3 wounds left. All right. Do you know what you want to do with the second one?
I need a moment to think.
Okay, let's think. After much thinking, everything from the Basilisk into Skyfire.
Okay, heavy bolter.
Hitting on 4s?
Hitting on 3s.
3s.
Rerolling, or hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s.
1 auto wound and a hit. That'll hit. Okay, so AP -1, so 4 ups. She passes them both.
Oh, okay. 2d6, pick the highest.
Ooh,
4
4.
shots. Ooh.
Better than 2.
Okay. Here
Hitting
we
on
go.
4s.
Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s.
Oh, okay. Okay. You get to reroll that 1.
Do.
Need a 6 for that auto wound. Oh, she will not die.
Okay, so I'm going to use.
Your
I haven't
CP.
spent any command
Yep.
points, so I'm going to spend 1 CP to reroll one of these.
Yep.
Oh, to wound.
Doesn't wound. Skyfire dodges.
Because you are T5, right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So Skyfire dodges a bullet. Shells are crashing around. She's like jumping around the jump pack, skipping around. Nothing can stop Skyfire. After the deft dodging of destruction by Skyfire, we're moving on to the charge phase. The Ogrins are charging into the stealth team. No Overwatch being fired
Oh,
at
okay.
all.
I was going to ask.
Yeah. An 8. They are definitely in. So they'll move in, and then we'll do some combat. Charging units first. The Ogrin step up with their... What are their guns called again?
Ripper guns.
Ripper guns. So they've shot in. Now they're going to rip some stuff with them. So hitting on 4s because of the stealth field technology.
We'll go 9 attacks on the charge. Ooh.
Yeah, that's really good, actually.
Yeah, wow. Okay. And then...
Do those auto wound? That's only in shooting.
only shooting.
Yep.
And then, so here we
The
go.
2 3s are... Did you pull the 2 3s out?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, there were 2
Glad you
3s.
caught that. Okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
And then, yeah, so wounding on strength 5. So
T4.
3s.
Yep. That's good. That's
Oh.
6.
6 at -1.
6 at -1. So these are 6 4-up saves. Oh, drop dice don't count. I failed 2.
Oh.
Are they 1 damage?
Darn it, yeah!
Okay, so there's the fusion is alive, the burst cannon goes down. Additional fighting occurred. Fought back here, nothing happened. All the fighting over here, no damage was done either way from the the Sentinel or any of the T'au stuff. So yeah, so that concludes the turn. 5 points for extend battle lines for holding this objective. You technically hold that one as well, and your home objective. And then you also did get 5 points in my turn in battle round 2 for no retreat, no surrender. So it's 25 to 25 heading into battle round 3. T'au will get 10 points. No, I'm sorry, they won't get 10 points. They'll get 5 points for primaries because you currently hold 3 objectives and I only hold 2. Okay.
Oops. Wait.
What?
You hold...
You have 2. We'll have to measure that because I might actually have 3 models there. Okay, so possibly 5 or 10. We'll see. Also, they failed morale. They needed. They could only fail on a 6 for losing 3. I rolled a 6 and then I rolled 2 more 1s. So 3 more fire warriors have fled over here. So that's where we are heading into battle round 3. After Skyfire's near-death experience, she's issued some new orders. We're still trying to bring down that tank commander. Then we thought about deploying a teleport homer, but spend a command point. Not going to do it. Grind them down. Just kill stuff. I need to kill more units than the Cadians do in their next turn. And then finally, again, more kill stuff. She is an angry T'au right now, wants to just destroy these Imperial scum. The T'au have enacted their strategy to surround the enemy here. Skyfire advanced, rolled a 5, so she is in range of the tank commander. I think, honestly, like, the Basilisks probably are the bigger threat in the long run to me, but if I can kill that, it's eliminating firepower. I get 5 points for blowing it up, so that's what we're doing. Broadside advanced forward. Everything over here stayed in combat. The Cadre Fireblade shifted forward. His lantern was out of range of the Basilisk, so I decided to move him forward anyway. And his 2 drones fired into the Chimera and failed to mark it. On the other side, I spent a command point on backup AI to put the broadside at full bracket, so it advanced forward deep into the enemy area there. And then these guys shifted a little bit with the Fire Warriors. The Pathfinders stayed still, marked some stuff. We got 2 on the tank commander, 1 on the infantry squad, 2 on the Ogren, and 2 on this Sentinel. So the plan over here actually is I'm going to fire. I haven't decided if I'm either going to do pistols from the Fire Warriors into him or the stealth team into him. But either way, if I can blow him up, the other unit will then be free to shoot out because they won't be engaged any longer. So that is where we are with the T'au movement. Let's go into shooting phase. Did some small arms fire over here. The Fire Warrior squad fired into the infantry, killed 2. Only 5 of them could actually shoot. So, but the Pathfinders annihilated the Ogre, and they wounded 14 out of 20 shots. It was brutal. But now we're going on to Skyfire. She is going to fire in everything to the tank commander, and she rerolls everything, hits and wounds for her Warlord trait, Precision of the Hunter. And she will hit on 2. So these are the fusion. They all hit. Okay, that's good. No. That's good. Wounding on 4s, though. T8, Strength 8, and reroll everything. So 3 at -4 with Armor of Contempt and a 2-up save. It is, 5 up.
5 up save. Make 2. Fail 1.
D6. How much do you have? 7 wounds left. So I need to do at least 4 to allow the pulse rifle to take him out. That is 5. Okay. So 2 wounds left. So the pulse rifle can hit and wound, and you fail your save. Take him out. All right, hitting on a 2. Rerolling. Hits. Wounding on a 4. Rerolling. No.
Oh.
So he is alive on 2 wounds. Skyfire just cannot eliminate anything right now. All right, let's see what's next. Back here after some more shooting. All of this stuff shot in. The stealth team took out the Sentinel. Then the Cadre Fireblade and the Fire Warriors fired in, even with exploding 6s. Only did 2 damage to the Chimera. What I should have done, probably, the smart thing to do, would have been to fire his rail rifle into it and try to blow it up. Let them kill the stuff that came out. But I didn't want to do that because he's firing his rail rifle into the wounded Basilisk back here. He already fired his smart missiles. They went into the command squad over there, took out the sniper. But firing over here, need 5s. Got 1. T'au... No, I'm going to save the T'au Sept reroll. Although I can't... Can I kill it? I could... I can't kill it with this. So do I reroll the 5 or the 3 to wound? Let's reroll it. T'au Sept. All right, 2 hits. All right, so I can kill it. 3s to wound. Okay, only 1 wound, which does a mortal wound automatically, and then AP -4, which becomes AP -3.
And then
so you get a 6 up again. We've been here before. Okay.
Oh no!
So D3 plus 3. So 5 more damage. So down to 2 wounds left on that guy. Last thing to fire. The Riptide, the hero. Only needs 1 wound to get through. Does a flat 2 damage to take out the tank commander. We did fire smart missiles in. Took out the lone guy here. So that's 3 units destroyed so far in 15-ish wounds. So we're going to now fire his burst cannon in. I did overcharge his shield generator to give him What did I do? Oh yeah, 5 up, feel no pain. So it's only 12 shots, and I do actually need to roll to see if he loses the ability to overcharge this turn. But let's fire our shots in. Hitting on 3s because of the marker light. Okay. That's all right. Missed 4. I'll spin my T'au Sept reroll here. Okay, got 1. And then these are strength 6. So these are 5s to wound. This is the difficult part. 4. I see 4, 2 6s and 2 5s. AP minus 2, which becomes AP minus 1. So 3 up saves. A fail kills him. You don't fail any. Okay, so the tank commander survives the onslaught from the Riptide. We are moving into the charge phase. We're going to charge. Skyfire's charging. This is Master of Ordnance. What is this guy? Okay, yeah, so she needs a 6. She fails. Ugh, I'm going to spin a CP. I need to get her engaged. I mean, you'll fall out of combat and still be able to shoot her. Is it worth a CP to get her there? I don't think it is.
I would say no because I have 2 models.
Right. I'm not going to take the objective, and you'll just fall out of combat because they're not going to do anything. Otherwise, I would only be saving like your sniper shot and a las gun and a pistol maybe shot coming into her. So not going to CP that one. She fails. But we're going to go over here. I need that 3 for the broadside. Okay. I should have rolled those in the opposite order. The stealth team are going into the Chimera. You want to fire Overwatch?
No.
Okay. They're
You
automatic.
need a half to get in.
So they got a 10 though. This is big because they can run around the outside of it.
Yep.
So I'm going to charge with the Fire Warriors as well to get them onto the objective. A 5. That might
I think
not.
it does it. I think it does it.
Well, yeah, we'll measure that up. So they got a 5 and a 10 over there. And then swinging around. Riptide.
1 command point for
All right,
one command point for defensive gunners.
All right, going for the glory. I mean, you're going to shoot me to death anyway. I mean, maybe I shouldn't, but if I can survive this with my 5 up, feel no pain, then I stop it from shooting. Probably should have not, but hey, here we are.
Hey, no matter what, your Riptide was going to die, right? So, all right, here we go. Heavy bolters first. 9 shots, hitting on 5s.
Oh, that's
Wow. So
not
4 auto wounds.
what we wanted to see.
-1, 2 damage.
Okay, I have not spent a CP, but 4 ups, and that will kill it, so I got to CP that. Okay, it's alive on 1 wound. Not a good decision, but
Okay,
go ahead.
D6 on battle cannon.
Okay,
2.
okay.
I
don't
have
have any
1
CP
command
left.
point left.
You only had, I thought you only had, you spent 2.
I spent 2.
And you had, yeah, you got 1 in my turn,
Yep.
so you do have a CP.
It could get worse. Could get better. I'm going to command reroll.
Yes.
I got to kill it now.
Yes.
Yes!
Oh, that's big. That was big.
Now here's hoping I actually hit because I
You
need
gotta
5s.
do 5s. You got 1, 2 5s. But you have to wound.
I need 3s.
Oh, and no, you spent your CP reroll. The Riptide makes it in on 1 wound. We have resolved all the combat over here. Broadside, Fire Warriors, Stealth Team, everything has fought over here and everything has fought back. No damage done anyway to anyone at all. So over here, the Riptide is in combat. We did spend backup AI, so he's at his full bracket. So he gets 6 attacks, hits on a 5. These are -2 AP, 2 damage though. Ooh,
What?
doggy! And he's gets +1 to his strength, so it puts him at strength 7. So it's still a 5 to wound. So I might as well re-roll this. Okay, so 3.
Oh.
Just need 1 5. Oh, 1. AP -2, which becomes AP -1. So
3
1
up,
3
save.
up or death.
Yeesh.
Yes!
Alright, I get
And
3
then
attacks
3
back.
Yeah, this could equally kill
Oh,
me.
wait, I'm on my last bracket,
You're
so it's
in-
only
Is it
1 attack.
Yeah, because it's 3, D3, then 1, I think, is the
Yep.
way they progress.
Okay, so here we go on a 6.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So literally no damage done in all of the combats around the table. So I think I killed 3 units for grind them down. So if the
Cadians can kill 3 or more units, they will deny me 5 points. But that is where we stand heading into the Cadian turn.
Creed's orders. Deploy teleport Homer. Probably not going to happen. Overwhelming firepower, though. Kill stuff. And then finally hold the line. Get the Xenos out of their deployment zone.
The movement is done for the Cadians. Lots of shifting of this blob of command structure going out to face Skyfire. Healed a wound on the Basilisk, which does bring it up to its middle bracket, so that's good. Over here, stayed in with the Chimera, couldn't get out, and if you would have gotten people out of the Chimera, would have lost some models because of the way the T'au have surrounded. And then finally, they fell out of combat, but they have the order get back in the fight, right? So
Yep.
it's called? Yep. So they'll be able to shoot still. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The T'au killed 3 for grind them down. So there are definitely 3 killable units for the T'au. Skyfire is exposed, Broadside is exposed, and our Riptide also exposed. Because now there's an Astropath hiding down there in the shadows, looking to smite a Riptide. I will note also, because we just remembered a minute ago, I did have the 5-up feeling of pain whenever he took the 2 wounds from the Heavy Bolter. I rolled those dice, did not save any. So still at 1 wound on the Riptide.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to attempt to smite. Now it's an Astropath, so I can only do this on a D6.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. They only get 1 die.
1 in 3 chance. Here we go. I need a 5 or 6.
It rolled over the hill. It is a 2.
Oh no! Okay, so no smite.
So no smite. So he doesn't die in the psychic phase at the bare minimum. Okay, so let's go look at some shooting. We've completed most of the small arms. The Chimera fired into the stealth team in combat. Nothing happened there. Melta did hit, rolled a 5 plus 2 for the damage. So 1 wound left on the broadside. Over here, everything from this big blob of command people and the 1 squad fired in, 1 damage on Skyfire. But we're going over here, doing some splitting of fire. So you're firing your heavy bolters into the Riptide. Supposing it dies, the battle cannon is targeting Skyfire. So if the Riptide doesn't die, you can't shoot the battle cannon.
Yep.
But what did you give this thing?
Pound them to dust.
Pound them to dust. Okay. And you spin a command point, so it's acting at its top profile.
Right. So I used Relentless from the Greater Good. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s for the Heavy Bolters.
Okay, 2 auto wounds.
Ooh, lots of misses though.
Gonna be close. And need 5s. All right, so
3
3
wounds, -1.
3 3s actually, because -1.
Ooh. Oh, you have got to be kidding.
Oh, the Riptide.
Can I spend a CP to make you reroll?
So the battle cannon doesn't fire out at Skyfire. That also means my Riptide is safe from any other firepower because it's still in combat.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, that was a big save. Skyfire and the broadside, though, both definitely in peril here as we have 2 basilisks left to shoot. Next up, full payload. Basilisk, going for the glory. Earthshaker into Skyfire, heavy bolters into the broadside. Where are we starting?
Starting with Heavy Bolters.
Okay.
Hitting on 5s, rerolling 1s.
1 hit.
Ooh.
Needs a 4 to wound. Does not wound. The broadside is alive still.
So then Earthshaker Cannon.
2d6. That's good.
5 shots. That's
can-
good, especially since it's a -1 right now.
Yeah. So 5s to hit.
Yep.
Get 5s to hit, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So hitting on 5s, rerolling 1s.
Yes! 3 auto wins.
Woo! -3.
-3 into Skyfire. So she's in cover. So she goes to a 2. -3 is 5 ups.
And flat 3 damage.
I need to save. I need 2 5s for the greater good. None. Okay, so even with the CP reroll, she would be out. So Skyfire ejects from her suit and escapes the battlefield as the shells rain down. Going to our final gun, the wounded Basilisk, firing everything into the broadside. He's going to be hitting on 6s because he's wounded and firing through the dense terrain.
So here we go. Rerolling 1s though.
So
Yes.
it's an auto wound.
One auto wound.
So that's a 3-up save. He makes it.
Oh, all right. Here we go. 2d6. Take the highest.
That's good.
5 shots.
That's good.
Okay. Hitting on 6s, rerolling 1s. I'm fishing for 6s here.
A 1 to reroll.
No 6s yet.
Okay.
Oh no!
He survives. So that is the last gun for the guard. Any charges? I don't think he actually in range to charge any.
Could charge into this combat.
Oh yeah, from these guys.
But with the 3-up armor save.
Yeah, and I'm -1 to hit in combat.
Yep.
Okay, so I think that will conclude Battle Round 3. So let's go to T'au in Battle Round 4. So we had a brief think there, and there is a chance here to take out the stealth team, which would open this Chimera up so it could either fall back or at least the people could get out. So we need 2 charges to work for this game plan to come out. So this, what is this squad called?
It's a
command squad. Yeah, they're going to charge first, and then Kel is going to come in after him into the stealth team.
Yep, so here's the command squad. They're
It's
in.
a 7. They are in.
Yep. Okay.
They're going to go
and then
off to the side a
they're
little
going
bit.
off to the side, and then Kel needs a 7. That is not a 7.
Do you have a CP?
Nope.
Oh,
I
yeah.
spent it on Relentless.
Yes. Okay, so the command squad is in, so they'll get to fight. And yeah, we totally forgot we still have combats to resolve existing, so we aren't to Battle Round 4 just yet. So we are part of the way through combat. We did another squad over here. The infantry squad tried to charge in. They failed. The charging squad over here, the command squad, they fought. No damage done. So defender chooses next. So the Riptide. Here he is. His Riptide fists are going to tear this tank commander apart. So 6 attacks, hitting on 5s for the greater good. Okay, that's 2. And again, we'll re-roll here because...
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah. These are AP -2 flat 2 damage, by the way, if they just go through. All right, so need 5s for Skyfire and the greater good. That's 1. That's all it takes. AP -2. No command points.
It's a 3-up save.
Pressure is on. Oh,
Yes!
okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that checks out.
All right.
Do you want to just fight back?
No,
there?
actually, I
yeah,
told
go
him.
here. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. We'll film it here. The Chimera.
3 attacks, hitting on 6s.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we're good.
All right. Yeah. We'll. Yeah. All of the combat has finally resolved. The stealth team actually killed the command squad. It was incredible. And then the fire warriors had in their drone had a total of 11 attacks because a couple of them weren't in range. And they actually rolled 7 hits out of hitting on 5, so it's crazy. But no damage was done in the end. The tank commander fought back, did not hit the Riptide. So that brings us to the end. The T'au fire warriors as well will score 5 points for grind them down, since the Cadians only killed 1 unit when they killed Skyfire. So yeah, we'll go into Battle Round 4. With Skyfire vacating the battlefield, the Cadre Fireblade has continued the pressure on bring it down, kill that tank commander, finish off a few more wounds of models, and then extend our battle lines. Hold our home objective while pressing the middle of the battlefield. That one will be guaranteed. We are almost done with the shooting phase for the T'au. I did spend a command point on recon sweep for these guys. They swept forward into this area after, so they moved 7, fired their marker lights, moved 7 more, got up to there. Over here, the fusion blaster hit and wounded. Chimera failed its save, and I rolled a 1 for the damage. So it took 3 wounds. Between that and all the other pistol fire and the burst cannon fire from the battle suits, 1 wound left on the Chimera. The broadside did fire his big gun, the heavy rail rifle, into the wounded Basilisk and took it out. It was very close. And then his smart missiles went into the squad right around him, killed 2 guys. Then there was a squad up here. That's where I fired all my marker lights. Fired into them. There are 4 of them left down here. The Cadre Fireblade and the Pathfinders fired in to kill those guys. But last, but definitely not least, is our Riptide firing everything into the tank commander there. So it'll be 12 shots with his heavy burst cannon. And these will hit on 5s because it is heavy. So it's -1 firing into combat. Grab some dice. Okay, so hitting on 5s. I only need 1, again, to go through to kill him. It's only 3 hits. I want to save my reroll because I need 5s anyway. So let's... Okay, so 3 hits.
5s to wound. 1 wound, AP minus 2. I feel like we've been here before with this
3 up
one
save.
save.
Got it.
Got it. Okay, so 8 smart missiles will come in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dice here. Hitting on 4s because these are not a heavy weapon. Okay, that was good. That was good. But these will wound on 5s. Come here. 5s to wound. Looks like 0. I don't know where that one.
That's a 3.
Okay, so yeah, no wounds there. So he's not killed the tank commander again. So that is the end of shooting for the T'au. We did get grind them down whenever he blew up the basilisk. That was enough wounds to push us to 30. So we'll go into combat. Defender fights first. If you want to try to kill my Riptide, because then I'm going to try to kill your tank commander.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
6! It's a hit. It's a
It's
hit.
a hit.
It is a hit. Is he strength 7 or strength 8?
Yeah, that's a fantastic. I think he's 7.
Let's roll it and we'll see. Because if he's 7, then it's a 4. If he's 8, it's a 3. It
doesn't
works
matter.
either way.
Yep. So
There's no AP on this?
no AP.
2 up save. Okay, he saved it. So now he will strike back. This is where the Riptide Fists take you out. 5s to hit. 1 hit. We'll re-roll. 1 hit. That's all we need because it does 2 damage. 5 to wound.
Nope.
Okay, never mind. All right. We'll finish up some other combats and stuff over here and see what happens with the Cadians.
Creed says, we've taken out Skyfire. Take out the Cadre Fireblade Assassination. Overwhelming firepower. Still have to kill 2 units. And defend Stronghold. Just hold their home objective. Defend Stronghold. Overwhelming firepower. Both very doable. It's going to be a little bit tricky for Assassination because the Cadre Fireblade is protected by the Fire Warriors.
Here we are in the shooting phase for the Cadians. I will say I scored extend battle lines and no prisoners in the last turn, which puts me up to 60 points for the T'au. Some other things that happened. This squad, the Chimera blew up. They jumped out, lost a couple guys. Pretty much that's it. Yeah, I don't think anything else major has changed on the battlefield since then. Movement obviously being done in orders given. But we're jumping over here. So the tank, heavy bolters into the Riptide, battle cannon into the Pathfinders, and just for awareness, if you don't, the battle cannon is a blast weapon, so it can't fire into combat. So as long as the Riptide stays in combat, it can't be shot by the battle cannon. So it's just choosing these other targets in case it kills the Riptide, then it can fire.
Yep. Okay, here we go. 9 shots with a heavy bolter.
Oh, that's 4 auto wounds.
Yep, rerolling the 1.
Okay, that's
Okay.
really good.
So we're starting out good.
1 5s.
Oh,
okay,
no.
so 4.
Okay.
4, 3
Yeah.
up saves. For the greater good.
Yes!
Okay, so even if I CP reroll, he will go. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to spin a CP on failsafe detonator and auto blow up the Riptide. The pilot pushes some buttons, shoots out boom, through the top, and then the suit explodes. It does on a 3 up, 3 to 5, it does D3 mortal wounds. On a 6+, it does a flat 3. However, if the model that explodes has 12 or more wounds, which the Riptide does, it gets +1 to the roll. So on a 2 to 4, D3, on a 5 or 6, a flat 3. For the greater good. That's a 4. It's D3.
Oh, I need you to roll 1 or 2.
No pressure. No pressure. Oh,
That's
that's
not a 1 or
2.
2.
That's 2. It blew up. Does it explode?
No.
It doesn't explode. Okay, so we finally get bring it down after the Riptide blows itself up in combat, taking it down. So that's 5 more points and a moral victory for the T'au. Shooting has concluded for the Cadians, and the stealth team ended up getting taken out. The broadside made some really clutch saves and is not dead, but they did end up killing 2 units in shooting. So the Riptide went down in shooting and the stealth team, so that will give them overwhelming firepower for 5 points. They will be defending Stronghold for sure. That's their home objective. So they will get 10 points, but now we're moving on to the charge phase. And Color, what's his name?
Color Sergeant
Color
Kell.
Sergeant Kell and Creed are both going to be charging the the Firewars.
Are you out of command points?
No, I could fire Overwatch. I've got 1 command point left, but I'm not going to. I'm going to save it for possible future shenanigans.
Okay, so
Needs a 3-inch.
need a 3.
Got it
A
with a 5,
5.
so he is in.
Boop.
Boink.
And then Creed.
Creed is in with that, an 8. Yeah. Nice.
All right, so that's really good. And then, do they need support?
I do only have 1 CB, so I can't interrupt, unfortunately.
Yeah, you only need a 7.
not
Oh,
get it.
nope.
Okay.
Nope, that's
Just outside. So it's up,
Oh,
maybe?
yeah, the sergeant was closer. I didn't measure.
Okay, yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, okay.
They just got it. All right, we'll come back and see how they can punch some T'au.
Moving into combat. Creed is fighting first. He's got a power sword tucked in there.
Yeah. So hitting on 3s. Ooh,
2
2 hits, and then wounding on 3s because it's strength
Yep.
4.
2 wounds.
2
AP
wounds.
a lot.
-3.
-3. Okay, so the 2 drones. Creed comes in there and slaps the 2 drones out of there with his sword. And then,
Really good. And then Color Sergeant Kell's going to fight next.
yes, he's going to come in with a power fist and a... He's got a power fist and a sword,
And
right?
a sword, so I think the sword's
Sword would
better
be
in this
better for-
instance.
yeah.
He also gets 3 attacks. Oh, only
Ooh,
1
only
hit.
gets 1. Doesn't
No!
wound. Okay,
He's
this
too busy
is-
holding the flag.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we can do here. We are here at the end of Battle Round 5. All the dust has settled, and it is a victory for the T'au. Couple things of note to highlight. Kell and Creed charged in. I think we saw that part, but the T'au ended up shooting into combat. I actually spent 2 command points to give them... can't remember what it's called. The one that makes your pistols into, or your pulse rifles into pistol 2, so they could fire in, and then Relentless Fusillade to give them an additional AP. Took out both Creed and Kell in there with that. So both of those champions of the Imperium retire. Maybe this is why they're, leaving the Codex. They got wounded here, and it's just they're like, you know what? I've had enough of that. I'm done with that game. The broadside ended up shooting everybody but 1. The Melta gun stayed alive, but he failed morale over there. And then in the Cadian turn, so I guess my turn for scoring, I scored Defend Stronghold back here for 5 points, which put me at 45 for the secondary, so I maxed my secondaries. And then scoring for the Cadians, they had a chance for Assassination, so they were working to whittle this squad down, which they got to 1, but they didn't have enough firepower to finish him off to get that assassination. So at that, they will hold this objective. These guys were going to charge in right here, which easy, unfailable. Wouldn't kill enough to stop them from holding that. So at the end of the game, we each get 5 points for each objective we hold. So Cadians hold 1, 2 for 10, and the I guess I get 15, but
15.
I would max out at 10 for the primaries, would put me at 45. So the final score will be 90 for the T'au, 70 to the Cadian forces. Recap time here. So yeah, 90 to 70 was actually pretty close overall. The T'au were just able to score a ton of points on second. My secondaries were ticking along pretty well, and my backfield stayed pretty safe. I was able to push up this way and pressure the line. We were just talking off camera, like my on cannon, Hammerhead doing nothing to the commander. Skyfire coming in. She didn't blow up a Basilisk. She shot out. Then she didn't blow up the tank commander. If she would have taken out either of those targets when she came in, I think it would have put. I think it would have put the T'au up even further. Obviously, taking out those pieces of firepower to lower the pressure on the rest of my lines. But the real story was the Riptide and the commander not being able to kill each other. Either one should have died like 100 times over and just refused.
Was it 3 turns of
Yeah,
melee?
just like them jamming, pounding each other. You're like bumping into his legs, and he's like slamming the gun down on the turret. Just nothing doing there.
Nothing.
But yeah, it was actually a pretty close game. in the long run, but the T'au just held out there at the end with some
Oh,
clutch maneuvering.
you had such good movement too. Like your unit positioning, getting the right units in the right location to like it. Yeah, it went really well.
Montcaw is so good. Free advancing for the first 3 battle rounds is incredible. Because I was saying like when we were actually just like unloading our armies and putting our lists out and like deployment, I was like I should have brought a devilfish so I could move across the board faster. But with Montcaw, you really don't need it because you're getting free. I mean, on average, you get 3.5 extra inches every time you move a unit. So going from 6 to 9 or 10 inches for your infantry, I mean, that's a huge difference pretty consistently. But yeah, so I thought it was a good game. It was an interesting game. You saw some stuff you don't normally see. But my question for you is, so that was your probably, if not your last, close to your last game with this codex. Passing thoughts on it. What are you thinking about in the future with this?
Well, we can. So a couple things to note. So I've noticed that the stat lines of the 2 lead characters I had, right, were kind of underwhelming.
Oh yeah.
So you saw once I got them out there late game, and I started shooting their pistols, and I started trying to do melee.
Yeah, they did.
But they did what they functioned well otherwise, and I brought a good list. Like it wasn't like a meme list, right? It was actually a decent list, and it functioned well. The Ogrins performed their duties and stuff. But I think what we're going to see with the changes coming forward is like I'll be able to actually buff my basilisks.
Oh yeah.
I'll be able to give them +1 to hit with sentinels and boxcasters.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the Master of Ordnance and Officer of the Fleet will actually be usable, but they'll be integrated. So I separated them. I was actually doing the hero hammer thing where I run my characters around to hold or block stuff. I won't be able to do that anymore. I'm not going to have that. So.
Right.
That will change, but at the same time, they'll be better, and so we'll see some more functionality. And then the other thing, the last part will be, is we'll see the actual infantry squads work differently.
Yeah.
I'll have access to new orders, they'll have new abilities, new regimental traits, and I think that's really going to change things up a lot. And so I'm going to be excited to see the rematch of this. Because
Yeah, remember, this game was for science. Okay, so we're doing an experiment here. So we're going to run basically the exact same list again. So the Cadian list will be as close to exactly the same as possible with the new codex. And then whatever point total that turns out to be, I will adjust my list to match. So I may add units or subtract units depending on the points changes. And then we'll run it back exactly the same. We'll run the same mission priority targets for Tempest of War thing here. And again, comment below if you think we should run it. I think, personally, we were talking about this off camera, I think it'd be really interesting to run it on the exact same battlefield as well, just to really get and have the same deployment. So Cadian's over here, T'au on this side, to get that playback. But we'll let you guys vote on that. So comment below if you think it should be the same battlefield, a different battlefield, and we'll see how different it plays with the new codex. And again, I think it's a cool list because you have the infantry, chimeras, transports. You have a tank commander, Lehman Russ out here, so we'll see its new turret profile and all that kind of fun stuff. 3 basilisks, and some interesting characters. So we'll have Creed. We might not have the new model yet.
We don't have the new model yet, but I'll at least in the box set I'll get a Cadian Castellan.
Right. So yeah, and we can run it as with the new Creed rules if we need to, just to see how that functions. But yeah, that was a cool game. I love T'au versus Imperial Guard. It never gets old. And Cadian Sergeant Steel is an excellent Cadian Imperial Guard player to play against, so it's awesome. So I'll link to your Instagram and YouTube. Yes. Check them out on those locations for more cool stuff and some awesome painting, awesomely painted models and stuff like that. Check that out in the information below this video, and we appreciate you watching. Have fun.